Hey, welcome back, listeners, to Simply Magnificent Black and Bold with Court. The intro I never get tired of. So, thank you for coming today. We actually have a guest today. Hi, Auntie Audrey. So, how are you doing
Hi.
today?
I'm well. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. So, this episode is called White Coat Chronicles with Dr. Audrey
I love
Weaver.
it. I
Yeah,
love it.
so we are here. As I got some information, you can follow her on IG.
I love
So
it. Yeah.
Dr. Weaver, let us know who you are. And
Yeah. So my government name is Dr. Audrey Weaver. Um, TT Audrey is another moniker, just uh, that my patients refer to me as, which are my four-legged patients. But also, that's how I refer to myself to my patients and to my human nieces and nephews. So um, TT Audrey just kind of became a thing. And so Animal Doc 14 is the IG, and I'm learning the interweb, so the social media. So bear with
yeah,
me.
yeah.
And I'll have the TikTok and all of that posted for you.
And listen, that's what we are here for. We are here to promote IGs, Instagram, TikToks, all of that.
I
And
love
we
it.
want to make sure y'all follow Auntie Audrey on her Instagram and some of the other things that she'll be working on in the future.
Yes, yes,
So, as she said, she
yes.
is a veterinarian. So, this is like one of the best episodes because you let me start off by saying she went to what the Virginia State University in
Yeah,
Petersburg,
yeah,
Virginia.
yeah. Yep,
So
yep, yep,
alumni
yep,
is here. That
yep,
that that
yep.
that's what
That's right.
networking. That's what alumni do.
Yes, yes,
So
yes. I love it. Yes.
so Dr.
I'm
Audrey,
a
can
I'm
you
a I'm a double time HBCU graduate, so we
tell us?
always reach back. You see, we always got to network with our people and reach back and
Definitely,
keep in lock. So, yep, it's ingrained in me.
definitely. So what
Yep.
other school did you attend? Um, I know you
Yeah.
went to Tuskegee,
Um,
right?
yep. So Virginia State, that I graduated 2008.
Hey, okay.
Dang.
Hey, we graduated from Virginia State University, the illustrious. It doesn't matter when you graduated, as long as you did.
Okay, and
So,
did and did,
so
and I
yeah,
waited until after I graduated. Then I went back and stepped on that Trojan head. So I
that's
definitely got my get back um, uh,
a
after I
step.
graduated. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Tuskegee University. That was veterinary medicine. That's where I got my doctorate in veterinary medicine. That was 2014 was when I graduated. And then I got the bright idea of trying to get a master's in business administration. So that's what I'm currently in school for. I got like 4 classes to go. And that's online through University of Phoenix. So, um, uh,
Go,
black women stay grabbing random degrees and doing them. So that,
but but hey, you're doing it for a reason, and you're doing it to build your knowledge to keep that brain going. Like
yes,
and and
yes,
also to work for yourself, to know
yes,
that
yes,
like
absolutely.
I feel like we are always getting new degrees because it's always like that wonder that hey that we always had that shoulda coulda woulda what I'm
Yeah,
about to do
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
so
Like, did I do enough? Should I have done? Should yeah, yeah.
yeah
Well, I mean, the goal is world domination. Okay, so this is this is what got me into this, and so
I love
we'll see
that
where
I
it
love
takes.
I
See where it
love that. And look, and talking about that, like I got back into school too. So that's why I'm like, I applied for a cybersecurity master's program at
Okay,
Kennesaw State. And I
okay,
and I got in. So that's why when you said that, I'm like, everybody's like,
nice.
that's
Yes,
different
get that
biology.
master's.
Uh,
Yes, get that
So
master's. Do that. Yeah.
that's why I said we are definitely preachers of, hey, we want more, or ask. If somebody else, you know, like sometimes we don't like going to go ask questions. I know that's
Yeah.
as Black women, we need to ask questions more. But going to school, hey, that can answer all of our questions. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Definitely.
So let's get into the thick of it. So you went to
Yeah.
2 HBCUs, you're a
Mhm.
veterinarian.
Mhm.
So what do you do, since this is Chronicles of a White Coat? Could you tell us, um, hmm, first, we're not gonna start with that question first, but what are some of your top two, you give us top two stories that you
Okay.
like,
Okay.
uh the taking care of your fur babies, your four-legged
Okay.
ones. Actually, I got 2 of them, but yeah.
Okay. Like my personal fur babies, like
Yes.
stories
No,
from with them or my patients.
your patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think one of those is I love the connection that I can get with my patients pretty instantly in a lot of cases. And a lot of that entails I'll get on the floor and sometimes I let them sniff my butt because dogs sniff each other's butts to get to know each
Yeah.
other. And so if I'm in somebody else's country, I'm gonna try to learn their language. And so I figured maybe giving them a few seconds. I'm not
Yeah.
not doing nothing outrageous, but give them a few seconds to sniff and just okay, who is Auntie Audrey? Is she clean? What odors is she giving? What stressors is she emitting? You know,
Mm.
I think what's another one? Um, oh, as as far as cats go, with cats, they are so interesting because their personalities are very much that they want consent at all times. So they want you
Mm.
to tell them through every step. So, what you're doing. So through, with my exams, I'm talking to the cat and sometimes ignoring the person with them and just like, okay, now Fluffy, I'm about to touch your head. I need to look into your mouth. Okay. Now I know you're not a fan of this, but I just need you to bear with me. And a lot of
Mhm.
times they allow it. Like most cats don't like you to touch their belly. But I'll just
Yeah.
like, quietly say, look, I actually need to touch your belly. It's just a few seconds. I just need you to tell me if it hurts. If it don't hurt, don't say nothing. I'll move on. Like and they're good. Now, if you just come in hot every single time, they are gonna throw the middle finger at you, and they're gonna hiss, and they're gonna swat sometimes, because you didn't actually like explain what you were doing. You just come in. I don't know you. You smell weird. You're just grabbing me out of my safe carrier. You're sticking things in my butt to get my temperature. Like I would
Yeah.
fight too. So
Yeah.
those are like two little like tidbits I throw into my like daily like
Every day. I like
visit.
that.
Yeah, yeah. The
Because you
cats, you
saying that,
gotta, yeah.
I I've seen, like, the videos when it's,
Hmm.
like, the cats are, like, they look scared, or
Yeah,
the animals actually look scared in their video, and
yeah.
I'm like, I
They're
feel like
terrifying.
if you're talking, like, you're just saying that and calming them down,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, that
And
yeah. Yeah.
and I
Mm.
quite literally tell them it's okay to curse. Like I don't mind. They just, like understandable. Because
Yeah.
I even curse sometimes during my doctor's appointment. Because
Yeah.
like sometimes I don't want to hear it. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them cursing. I just ask they don't choose violence, and I say 8 times out of 10, they usually get through the visit, and they're not like clawing you to death or trying to, they're about to have a heart attack because they're trying to escape. Like we try to go real slow. I don't rush a lot of things so that I can actually know what's going on. So yeah.
Okay, Okay. So do you do all animals? Like do you do, as they say, what did I learn? Equestrian, reptiles,
Mm.
and you do domestic. I do remember learning this from Dr. B. She had me take a beef cattle class, even though I was not
Yes, shout out
a
to
bio.
Dr. B. Yes.
She had me take
Yes.
yeah, she
Yes.
had me
Okay.
Dr.
We
B.
gotta we gotta unpack that later. Yes. Shout out to Dr.
Dr.
B.
B had me taking ag classes and I was a biology major. She was like, so that's why I'm like, I know some of these words. So
Yep, 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 yep.
what what do you work with on your day to day? Do you do big or what do you prefer?
Yeah, so this the breakdown is like, okay, you got small animal, which is usually small animal medicine, dogs and cats mostly. Okay, then you
Mhm.
got large animal, which are like your horses, cattle, farm animal, goat, sheep, all of those. That's usually large animal medicine. Um, uh, I do small animal mostly. I started doing exotics, so that's the reptiles, avian, but I'm not a huge fan of birds. But rabbits, guinea pigs, ferrets. Um, I know how to treat horses and things because you have to learn all that in vet school, but I mostly work small animal and exotic. Yeah, mostly
Okay.
ER medicine. So like I do like sick, injured, traumatized, um, dying, near death. Those are usually the cases. But I do relief work, which is like per diem work, doing like GP and urgent care. So like I said, the goal is world domination. I want to
Okay.
know as much as possible about just about everything,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
uh, so that I can rule the world. It's kind of
Okay.
like a like Thanos stone, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I want to like have all
You
of
like
them.
puppy power. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like I
Yeah.
know dog, cat, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
like, when you have, um wait, do you like cats or dogs more? Do you have a preference?
I I think it's changed over the years. I thought I was a dog person. I
Okay.
think I'm definitely a cat person. I think I was a cat in my past life, and that's why I
Okay.
like relate so much to cats.
Okay.
Um, uh, Definitely a cat person. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Alright, okay. I can
yeah,
see that. I remember, like, some of the, videos I saw on your Instagram, you were speaking on cats, and they be like for sure. We have, like,
yeah.
me and my wife, we have 2 dogs. We have a Maltese and a Golden Doodle. We're
Yeah.
like and
Like
some
mini
goldfish.
little doodle or like a bigger size doodle?
He about 45 pounds, so
Okay, okay.
he like mid. He a mid.
Yeah,
We got a big and a small, big and a
okay,
small.
okay.
Okay. And then we
No
got a
kids,
little no kids yet, no kids
no
yet. No
cats,
kids.
no cats?
No,
No?
no cats, no cats.
Mm,
We're not really cat family. I do have, I like water, so we have like a fish tank, with different corals that I have to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
alive and
I
I don't
did
know if the
have
cat
I had a beta fish patient one time. I saw a
really?
beta fish on emergency. Yeah, one time. Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah.
should have bought one of
That was
mine.
that was the first. I had to use a few resources to figure out how to help it, and I don't know if I ultimately did. I may not have. But they don't have a long lifespan as is.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think
yeah.
I think the betta fish I had maybe stayed alive for, actually, through COVID, maybe 2, 3 years.
Oh,
I think, yeah, it actually stayed alive pretty long. The first one I had, it had fin rot, but that was at Virginia State. I'm sorry, it was actually a project. Sorry, but, yeah. We're not gonna get into that. But
Uh-oh.
anyway, it, it
Uh-oh.
was it was the project where we had to kind of make them, you know, fight each other.
Y'all had a fish fighting ring? Ooh.
We did. It
I'm
was
telling the authorities. I'm definitely telling the authorities.
like we did. It was
Talk
everybody
about Michael Vick and his dog fight. Y'all over here fish fighting.
fish fighting.
Uh,
The fish, they were in their own tanks, and it was like around homecoming time, and it was like, okay, we're gonna do a project.
oh, and you see it there. I think I did that. Was that with Dr. B too?
Yeah. It was like, yeah, yeah. And it was like to see if they would come to the glass and hit the glass and pop. And I was
Hmm.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's
So
right.
see.
That's right.
But see, that now we see that Virginia State, we it don't matter when you graduated, we all are able to, on some level, be like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's first of
Yep.
all, Dr.
Get
B
all track.
has, yeah, Dr. B is one of the people that if you went to school at Virginia saying you did ag, or,
Or
and
was
you hung
forced to do
manners,
that. You
manners,
had to do some
you had,
manners.
yeah, like I
Manners.
was like, oh,
Shout
I
out to
joined man.
manners. Shout out to
I was,
manners. You know what's up? Yeah.
yeah, I was in
Yeah.
manners and be like, and
Yeah.
she was like, so does this mean that you're coming to ag? And I said, no.
No.
I said, I just wanted to kinda, get my feet wet, and she was like, "Well, you could do this, you could do that," and then she was like, "So you
Yeah.
coming to Tuskegee?" And that's where she took us on a school trip. You were
Yep.
there, and I remember thinking like, "Am I really about to go to vet school?" And I remember you were talking to us, and I'm like,
Seriously? Is
"Yeah,
that wow?
yeah,
Seriously?
yeah." That I remember. That's why I said I remember, and I remember thinking like,
Like, do you
me.
remember what year that was?
It might have been like 2012, 2013,
Oh
in between that
wow!
time, because
Oh
it was
wow!
like
I remember that.
yeah,
Oh snap! Oh wow! Oh, that's
yeah,
crazy. Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
She done took so many generations on that
yeah.
trip.
That's what I'm like, I remember because it was like
She's
it
been
was
so
like
many
the transfer from
generations.
Keontae and Kay and CJ, and I remember just sitting there like Dr. B was just like, Courtney, we could get you into this school and da, da, da. And I was like, and she kept saying, Audrey, talk to her, just talk to her. And I was like, Dr. B, I don't know. And in the same way you looking, I'll be like, Dr.
Hilarious.
B,
Oh, Dr. B.
yeah.
She gonna try to recruit you. She gonna recruit you to Tuskegee, or she gonna, she's like,
She's like,
if she don't get you into ag, she gonna recruit you to Tuskegee. Like that. She's like, okay, you don't want to
yes,
put the ag. Okay, how about Tuskegee?
yeah. She
I mean, I wasn't gonna apply to any black schools. I was gonna apply to North Carolina State because that's where I'm from North Carolina. So I
oh shoot.
applied there, and I was going to apply to Virginia, Virginia Tech, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, whatever. Um, yeah, but and I mean I got accepted, but for like the tuition would have actually been more had I stayed in North Carolina,
Oh
which
man.
is wild because it would have been in state. And that's in Tuskegee, a private school. But anyway, it ended up being a complete blessing because
That's mhm.
my mother's experience at a PWI for her undergraduate and like physical therapy, journey at times was isolating and she had mentioned times where, it was like, all right, you might be on your own, or there's not, like at HBCUs, as you know, like with Virginia State, teachers will be on your top, like, all right, where
Yeah.
you been? I ain't seen you. Why ain't
Yeah.
you in class?
Uh-huh.
That assignment that you like that is you ain't turned it in. I ain't seen your name come across the desk. Like, what's up?
And they gonna make sure you're able to live, but you able to live
Mhm.
like
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
like
'Cause I had hurdles in vet school that were, like undergrad was I was the kind of student that could AB honor roll my way through anything. Like
mhm.
elementary, middle, high school, I was AB honor roll, always honor student. RA in an honors dorm. I was, I was just, it was easy for me. Now, vet school was a whole different other beast. It
Oh,
really
what's
tested my gangster, if you
oh
will, as
man.
far as like, do you really know how to study? You really know how to study? And I'm like, I think so. They're like, okay, learn all these species, the normal, abnormal, how to fix it, what to do if it don't work, the overdose, the like it was like
Here it is.
so yeah, I had to
The world is
revamp
yours.
some things. Yeah, I had to revamp, had to go back to the drawing board. Okay, maybe we need to write out the spelling word 6 times. Maybe we need to do
Exactly.
flashcards. We need some pictures that I colored. That's what I had to go back to coloring anatomy pictures.
Because that's what I was gonna say. So, what was your easiest technique that you think that you use for studying? Since you said, yeah, what was your technique
Easy.
for studying? Yeah,
I
awesome.
think easiest in theory is like teaching someone else
Mm-hmm.
is my easiest way in theory of like learning it my damn daggone self. Sorry, I don't mean to. I have a potty mouth.
Listen,
Most vets do. I'm sorry. That's one thing I may not know about veterinarians. We all have potty mouths, and every day is a fight to get into the heavens. But I say the easiest way for me to learn something is to teach somebody else, because just reading it once or even reading it, oh, my ADHD is like, yeah, I've read it, it's
mm,
gone. Like I gotta actually do it
yeah.
and like talk through as if I'm teaching someone else, like before I actually know it. But it's not, you gotta learn it a little bit to teach somebody. So like it's easy in theory, but not
Mhm.
really. The subject matter is tough. So sometimes that doesn't work out. But yeah, that's my usual go to is like, all right, I'll read it through real quick and then try to act like I'm teaching someone else, whatever
Mm,
this knowledge base is. Which is the only thing I haven't tried yet with this
okay.
current program that I'm in. So I might do that. I'm giving myself
See,
ideas on
see, see,
how to pass these last 4 classes. Huh.
see. This. That's why I said sometimes it's like, hold on, what's the best way to learn how to do this? Or best way to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to do that. So with learning stuff, I have a question. What was your hardest class in undergrad and what was your
Mm-hmm.
hardest class in graduate school? I mean
Mm,
in veterinarian school.
that's cool. My undergrad organic chemistry too.
Got him,
Organic
got him,
two.
got him. Always. I had to do that one. I had to do that one. Cause yeah.
Organic took a lot of my cohorts out. They were wanting to go to vet school and they could not master organic too. And then was like, nah, I'm just gonna do animal science.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna try to do the pre-vet part. And it completely deterred them from like going to vet school. And I was just like mad because you do need it, but
Yeah.
like they didn't have to make it so intense because it was gonna get harder later, and they weren't going that far, a pharmacy,
Yeah.
like so we
Yeah.
only needed like this much of it to get through vet schools, but that was the hardest one in undergrad.
So
Vet
I said,
school,
made it through it.
I think my personal hardest class was large animal reproduction, which is basically like breeding cycles of horses and like breeding horses and how to deliver and yeah, that class, it was rough on me. All of them were hard. Don't get
I'm
me
about
wrong.
to say, but you
All of
made
them were
it
hard. All classes through that school were hard.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want to be doom and gloom because I feel like, but I also don't want to be I want to be transparent about how
yeah,
hard it was because my journey was different in that I went to doctors that I admired and was like, I'm thinking about vet school. I want, like, well, what are you thinking? And they're, my mentor was like, oh, it's fine. It's hard to get in, but it's easy after that. And I went back to her and was like, ma'am, so you blatantly lied to me. Like, not only was it hard to get in, it was hard to stay in, and it was hard to pass the board exam. Nothing about this was hard. You lied. It was like I may have blocked out that trauma. You think I
yeah,
based my life off of you? No, I'm joking. I'm being dramatic. I truly have had a passion for caring
yeah,
for animals. So I was gonna go to vet school regardless, but I was like, no, I'm gonna hold her accountable for what she told
yeah,
me those years
yeah.
ago when I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You said, and I quote, that it was not hard, and that was a lie.
Well,
Uh,
it'd be like, what, like world domination is not easy, you know. So taking over the world is
yeah,
not
I
easy,
mean, yeah, I mean, touche. Yeah, I guess
you know.
aside from world domination, you can't expect for it to be easy. The world ain't that big, so
Yeah. Yeah. So like we said, it's like those two classes are for the listeners out there, if those are classes that you are having trouble with, go talk to an advisor,
yes,
talk to someone, learn how to
early,
study, learn
early,
something. Like she said, Earl, if you like, I'm
early.
not even gonna hold you. I took organic chemistry one. Um, I took I took up the biochem.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was just like, okay, okay, I got it. First time, my first organic chem, I had to take that a couple of times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, third time's a charm. We just gonna say that. But the third time, I got an A in it because I was just like, I'm not letting this. Like she said,
You're
you
like, I
can't
know
let
it
it
now.
keep you
I
down. Yeah.
know it now. You
When
won't
I
get
got
me again.
when I got to that second, I said, "Oh, I know what to do now." I knew how to study. I had
Yeah,
changed up what I needed to
yeah,
do. I got an A in the second part, and I didn't need to
yes,
take it
yes,
again. So I kept
yes.
it rolling. But if you
Mm-hmm.
like, when you have those struggles like that, just make sure you know your strengths and your weaknesses. If you're not a good studier, find somebody that is a good studier, and y'all can
Yeah,
bounce ideas off
yeah,
whatever class that is, even if
yeah.
it's like a certificate or something like that. Find somebody that can help you. Don't waste your money just thinking that, oh, I can do this by myself.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes we do need some help, but yeah.
Bug that teacher, bug that
Yeah.
professor.
Yeah.
Okay, even if they get an attitude, bug them, bug them, bug them. Because when it comes down to the bottom line, which is the grade, they're gonna factor in your effort. They
Mhm.
usually do. Yeah, they're probably supposed to remain neutral and grade on the math, but they do factor in the effort. And if you're taking advantage of every resource and every office hour and like every avenue, YouTube videos,
Mm.
tutors, everything, then and they're like, yeah, I know she's been trying because she's been bugging the crap out of me. Let me give her this half a point that's gonna get her
Mhm.
out of the D into a C, like,
Mhm.
which
Definitely.
there's a saying in the vet world that C equals DVM because DVM is
I like
Doctor of
that.
Veterinary Medicine. So you just got to get a C or better to be a veterinarian. So
All
C
right.
equals DVM, and it helps to just set the Jedi mind trick that the standard is not that high. It
Yeah.
is. But when you say that, it doesn't feel like it. And then delusion sets in and you get through it.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So, as you said, you are on new ventures and you're working on your MBA.
Mhm. Yeah.
So where can the listeners follow you? Like I know you said you have your chronicles. Can you tell us about your chronicles so we can
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
can get
So
into following you?
yeah, I started wanting to tell some stories from like just day to day life in that world. Because I, would tell family members and friends, and they, would find them very interesting or, sad or hilarious. So I figure, a lot of lay people, people not in the vet world, may have no clue the type of antics that occur or can occur, in the vet world. So I started this story time with TT Audrey, and it's a slow burn. It's a work in progress, but I am it does give me an outlet to like share stuff and like love my job and um, tell people about things they have otherwise may not have known about. So that's through my IG, Animal Doc 14, and then TikTok is similar. Um, uh, Hold please. I can tell you
Okay.
exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So while she's looking for
I
it.
am unknown. It is animal underscore doc 14
Okay.
for
Okay. So
TikTok.
okay.
Animal underscore doc 14. So I wanted to do stories at a weekly basis. I'm still trying to get my work schedule revamped like I want, so the timing has not been as consistent as I'd like, but it will be soon. So there's that. I also just started my own business. Got my LLC. I am the founder of Weaver Veterinary Services. She will soon. Um, uh, she is very new. She is very
I like
new.
that. I like that.
So her website is new, but the goal is community outreach, veterinary consulting, continuing education for professionals in the veterinary field. Still TT Audrey Chronicles, but also the medical side. Eventually a brick and mortar and mobile venture. So lots. This is the slow part to my world domination.
I like that.
So I'm excited to start that journey as well.
Okay. Yes, congratulate. That sounds great. So we will definitely be on the lookout for your brick
Yeah,
and mortar and then have more information like your website. We'll include all of
yeah.
that on
And
the
if
podcast.
you ever want me to do a vet education spotlight on something on a topic, I've done it before. I could definitely drop some gems on things. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that pet owners should know.
Okay.
And so I can always be of service in that way as well.
Okay. Yeah, we like that.
And the TikTok is animal underscore.
Well, look, I'm gonna update that now. Cause listen, hey,
It's all right.
underscore.
Yep,
I'll get
yep,
that right. And animal underscore doc 14, right?
yes.
All right. So we're gonna update that. Look, show it.
Yes,
Hey.
yes, we love it.
So
Yes,
what we're
yes,
gonna do is all our listeners and followers on look, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, as I say, wherever podcasts can be viewed. We're on Instagram. We definitely will post everything on Instagram, Facebook, and we're on TikTok. And we're on TikTok. So
yes.
you can view the whole video on YouTube. And Auntie Audrey, we definitely will have you back on. on the podcast because
Yeah.
we definitely
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Mm.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
And the little gems that you dropped definitely about just knowing how, hey, just don't go touch no animal. If you're taking care of them, just know, like you said, you go in and you be like, hey, you can sniff my butt a little bit, but
Yeah.
get to know the animal before
Right.
you
That's just to speak
actually,
their language. It's just
yeah,
to break the
yeah,
language barrier. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah, just to break the language barrier to
That's
understand, like,
it.
hey, I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to take care of you, and you are my friend. I'm your friend. So, as we prepare for with us, they're taking over the world and just making sure our four-legged friends are healthy and safe. Is there any in words you would like to say to the listeners? Anything to sum us up so we can be like we can head up on out of here?
Um, I guess um, I'll put my doctor hat on and say, as pet owners, trust yourself, trust your gut. You know your pet, you live with them, you see them daily. If they seem off, have them evaluated. If you don't feel you were heard in the first visit, seek a second opinion. Just as simple as that. Don't stop until you get at least the buy-in for the workup so you can get some testing and get some answers, so you can feel heard. That's my little soapbox.
Okay. Yeah. So with that, we want to say thank you for coming today to Simply Magnificent Black and Bold podcast and check us
Yeah.
out. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Yay.
Bye.